If you are planning to buy a real estate in Poland, a preliminary contract is an important step toward that goal. A preliminary contract or preliminary agreement, or umowa przedwstępna in Polish, is a legally binding contract that sets the terms and conditions of future transaction. So both parties are obliged to execute sales contract in the future. It is very important to know exactly what terms and conditions should be included in that final contract, because they should be mentioned also in that preliminary one. A preliminary contract is not necessary in every case, but really in most transactions this is a very useful tool to secure the property, to give you time for obtaining financing or necessary permits. This is also important for the seller to straighten up all the issues about the property until they finally sell it to you. But remember that you should fix the terms of the future transaction in a preliminary contract. If some terms you want to include in the final contract are not mentioned previously in the preliminary contract, the seller might not agree to put them in final transaction. Preliminary contract can be signed in two forms. One is standard written form. It is legally binding, but doesn't provide so strong protection. And you can sign this contract also in a form of a notary deed. And here your protection is stronger, because if the seller backs out, you can literally force them to sell to you by bringing the claim to the court. For full security, I recommend to use that second form, the form of notarial deed, especially if you're a buyer. A well-drafted preliminary contract should include main information about property, such as size, location, owner, conditions for payment, the price, the deposit, installments. Should also give you the time to obtain financing or a permit. And also, this kind of contract should include consequences if the other party backs out from what they promised. At this point, I strongly recommend that you use a professional legal guidance, because, okay, you can sign the contract before notary, but the notary doesn't think about your particular interest. The notary takes care that the transaction is legal and valid, but won't negotiate for you, won't take care for your interest. As a real estate lawyer, I review the property's status, I prepare and analyze the drafts of the contract, I ensure fair terms, I protect your interest in that transaction and guide you through the whole process, step by step. So, if you want your transaction of purchasing a real estate in Poland to be stress-free and smooth, contact me. I'll help.